Okay, so today in this video, I'm going to be going over how to show you guys how to look up your own health insurance options without getting absolutely bombarded by tons of people. Okay, so the first mistake that most people make is just typing health insurance into their Google and clicking on one of these sites. Now, depending on which site you click on, if you put your information in, you will be getting hit by tons and tons of agents. Your phone will be blown up with spam, text messages, things that you probably most likely do not want. Okay, so whatever you do, don't do this. Now the second part here is we're gonna go to HealthSherpa.com. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead HealthSherpa.com. I'm an agent, of course, so you're gonna see mine's gonna look a little different than yours. But essentially, you're gonna click on See Plans, and you're gonna go ahead and put the information in that suits you. So I'm a male, 27 years old, don't smoke tobacco, no spouse, no dependents. Okay, one person in my household, and we're gonna skip all this. Skip, skip, skip. Alrighty. So these are the plans available to you on the marketplace. Now, anytime I'm going over options with somebody, I always show them the marketplace first, and then we go ahead and look at some of the private options available. Okay, so in some of my videos, I talk about the 4 ways that you can get insurance. First will be the marketplace ACA plans. Second is going to be private insurance. Those plans you can't just really sign up for on the internet. The best route is going and finding an agent who has access to private plans in your area. Next way is going to be short-term plans, which will be these plans. Now, I never really recommend these plans. Reason being, when you go with the short-term plan, okay, you'll have high deductible amounts, short-term lengths, obviously the cheap premiums, but they don't cover pre-existing conditions. So, if this is more so plans that you're looking to have for like a month, just in case if something happens, okay, but you definitely want to get off the short-term plan as quickly as possible. So going back to Health Sherpa, again, these are the marketplace plans. You can enroll these plans by yourself, but it is easier to always discuss with an agent because they're familiar with the health insurance industry. They know all the terminology, how the plans work, things like that. So if you're enrolling in a plan for yourself, just simply based off the monthly premium, you could find yourself when you go to use the insurance in a pickle that you may not have originally known, should you have spoken to an expert prior to enrolling into those plans. Okay, so this is what the marketplace looks like. Now, the thing about marketplace, obviously these are all expensive, but if you have a certain income, you may be able to get some government assistance. So as you can see here, if I were making $30,000, I would get up to $353 a month in subsidy, and it can make some of these plans pretty cheap for me going to the doctor. Okay, now that is not my case. I don't qualify for government assistance. Okay, so these would probably not be the best options for me. Okay, now these plans are also great for anybody that has pre-existing conditions or health, a major health history. Okay, these are all guaranteed issue. So it doesn't matter your health history, you will be admitted onto these plans. An insurance company cannot uh, basically disqualify you or disapprove you simply for your health history. Okay, but that is also why you see such expensive plans on here. So going through just a couple of these. So the lowest premium options, okay, 283 with a deductible amount of 9,200. If I were to choose this plan, not only would I be paying that 283 a month, but I'd also have to pay up to 9,000 at the doctor in a given year before the insurance kicks in with any benefits. Now, on a plan like this, I mean, I'd never go to the doctor. So if I'm on this plan, it probably would make more sense for me to just go to the doctor without insurance because I'm totaling up to 10,000 in expenses anyway. So if I were to go see a primary doctor, the total charge for that visit probably won't be $10,000, and my insurance won't even kick in, until I hit that deductible. So this wouldn't be the best plan for me. I would probably recommend something for a lower deductible option. But as you can see here, when you go with the lower deductible option, monthly premiums just absolutely skyrocket. Okay. And the reason they're so high is because with the ACA, as I mentioned, they force coverage on you that you may not necessarily need. The private side's good because they have more customizable, more tailored options to your health needs. Okay. And you can get better discounts and better benefits because you're customizing your plan tailored to your needs. Okay. Where these, not so much customization. These are how the plans work regardless of your health history, and of course they're going to take your money if you are willing to pay for it. Okay, Now, the subsidy is another thing. I never recommend somebody to go get the subsidy. Unfortunately, it does ruin the quality of healthcare over time. And people who are taking the subsidy, if you are just can afford a plan and you're not, and you choose to opt in for the subsidy, I always recommend to people, just pay for the insurance. If you're paying for insurance anyway, you might as well get the top tier insurance and go get a plan that fits your needs and stay away from the subsidy because it does hurt the healthcare quality over time for the rest of us here in America. Okay, and there's a lot of details that I can explain as to why or how that happens. But just as an agent here in the United States selling health insurance options, I always try to limit people getting subsidy unless they absolutely have to. They need insurance, they need to get on a plan, they have medications that they're taking, they don't have a choice, then of course, take the subsidy. That is what it is there for. All right. So this is how you go check out HealthSherpa. Okay, now these are pretty much all the plans available in your area. So these are where you're going to see those ACA Marketplace options. And if you're on another site, you're probably on the wrong site. So just make sure you're always checking out HealthSherpa to check out those health insurance plans for your family. And if you did need to add, a spouse or dependent application, you just put their information here. My spouse is 25, and maybe I have a kid who is 3 years old. Okay, and the prices would reflect in your area. And as you can see, I do have the subsidy. As your household grows, your income subsidy will grow depending on how many people that you have in the plan and the total household income. So with 3 people on the plan and an $80,000 income for the entire household, you can see my savings do increase to 674 savings per month. Okay. Now, again, these plans are pretty expensive. I would always take a look at some private options available in someone's area, depending on their health history, because they can afford much lower premiums. And what's cool about the private side, they offer tax deductible premiums. So this is very beneficial for the self-employed. If you are self-employed, you can actually write these premiums off as business expenses, and you do get those tax breaks come the next tax season, where these plans you don't, especially if you are getting the subsidy. And also, if you tell somebody your income, if you tell them your income is 80,000 and you make $100,000, you will owe the difference in back taxes come the next tax season. So make sure when you're getting into a plan for the year, okay, that you are putting correct income in. That way, if you're making more or making less, you don't have to worry about those possible tax back pay, the possible back pays and taxes that you would have to pay come the next tax season. I've seen people have, very cheap monthly premiums. They make more income. They don't actually qualify for the subsidy that they said that they originally did. And then they have to owe all that money back, which if your agent didn't tell you that, could be a pretty disappointing tax season when you get a check for a couple $1,000s that you owe back to the government. Okay. So, and that's why I like the private plans also, because once you pay it, you get your services. There is no, you know, mingling with the state. They do give you the tax breaks just for paying the full cost of your insurance and maintaining it over the course of however long you have it already. Now these plans also, when you do opt in, you have to have either an open enrollment or have a qualifying life event. A qualifying life event would qualify as maybe you're getting married, maybe you lost your job, you lost coverage. Okay, so you can enroll in these at any time. But during the open enrollment period is really the only time that you can enroll in these plans unless you have that life qualifying event. Private side plans, you're able to enroll in at any time. There's also no term length that you have to meet out. So if you wanted to plan for 2 months, 6 months, 24 months, you absolutely can do so. And like I said, there is no special period in which you have to enroll in the private options. You can enroll into those at any time, start your coverage, pretty much at any time. So if you have any questions about Marketplace, if you have any questions about health insurance, you have any questions about anything, please drop a comment below, and I hope you find some value in this video. Coverage with Brandon signing off. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.